You're watching Rachel Meets, where every week I meet somebody from the local community who's doing something new. They're a local hero or they have an event coming up. We also meet a different musician every week. So they might have a new album coming out or they've just decided to come down for a chat. And this week I am having a cuppa with Kildare band called Suan, who have come all the way down here to have a chat with me. Hey guys.
Hello.
How's it going?
I'm still tripping over that Suan thing. It's I know we were saying this earlier, but it is Suan and not Swan, even though it's spelled S-U-A-N, but you're not going down the whole alternative spelling route.
No, we're not that cool.
we won't pull it off, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. No, it's the Irish for slumber. So it think Suez and then spell it differently.
That's a whole lot of thought gone into something.
You're not the first one to say a swan, but there has been a few people that have.
Yeah.
And I think we've said it joking a couple of times as well to people. I may have done anyway, but.
'Cause I think to look at it phonetically, you would say Swan. I don't know, it just reads like that better.
I don't know. I think when you say it first, you do say soon, but then you kind of like.
Then you question it.
But yeah, your question, yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should have a poll.
We call our band.
Yeah.
But it's a good conversation starter, so.
Definitely, yeah, it gets people talking about it, doesn't it? You know? Talking about the name.
And you're a mix of Laois and Kildare.
Yeah.
Yes, thanks for coming all the way down.
Thank you.
Nice.
Anything for a good cup of tea. Huh?
That's it, yeah.
Decent.
And you were telling me that you both live on opposite ends, 10 minutes from Electric Picnic.
Yeah.
But you're not playing this.
No, not this year. Next year. 2017.
But you're going to go anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Are you all going to go?
Just Dave.
No,
Just
I
Dave.
so, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just bring your guitar and play, and then technically.
I'm bringing my cans this year. No guitar.
I was going to say you could like technically say I was playing at Electric Picnic.
It's true, yeah. On my own, yeah. I do my own solo
Your
bass
solo
show,
act.
yeah.
Play a can didgeridoo or something.
Yeah, you can fashion some percussion.
Bass
that
and
would,
cans,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you were saying earlier on, initially it was you two that started the band, and you were the third. So maybe you could just be branching off.
well,
And
Chris and
So
Dee.
it's a bit early for your solo project, but maybe
Yeah, maybe down the line.
you could pull it off.
Yeah, I would give it a couple of years and then I get, it'll be the grow when I go off and do my own thing.
you're
Yeah,
like the Brian McFadden.
definitely, yeah.
He's gonna be the tabloid star of the band, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Phil Collins, or not Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel leaving Genesis, that kind of thing. Phil Collins going on having a huge career and
And then
Yeah.
Controversial.
Dream big.
But anyway, Chris and Dee started the band and they went into the studio and they were looking for a bass player, so they just gave me a call and I came in and just laid down on the first EP, on double bass at the time, and that's kind of how it started from there. And I was initially just going in as a session musician, just lay down the tracks, but they contacted me about a month or that later again and just said was I interested in joining them, I said yeah,
Great.
cool, why not, yeah.
You love the session.
That's it, yeah. All the different
Dave
types
Hurd, all about the session.
And you guys play as a cover band as well?
Yeah. Yeah. That's our day job.
Wow. Was it 400 gigs you said you played?
Probably in the past 2-3 years.
Wow.
I'd say so.
Do you like the cover band thing?
It's good, yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
a lot of bands kind of like hate doing the cover act thing, but do it as a money spinner. But if you like it, then excellent.
Yeah, I think we're not too bad because we kind of play what we like to play, and we're not so much falling into the trap of the wagon wheel kind of thing.
They do their own versions of songs.
Yeah.
They have their own
That's
takes
cool.
and songs, so they do really cool versions of them.
Keeps the attention there. But no, you learn a lot from doing cover gigs, like
Definitely,
about that I would absolutely, if I was to do it over again, do the same thing, because you're like, I mean, if you go then to a festival stage and have something like an original band that you're only doing, say maybe 10 to 20 gigs a year, like, because Ireland is quite small, you're immediately more comfortable on stage. You don't have to think about your gear, you don't have to think about so many things, because you're just kind of all talent.
In a way, it's like an apprenticeship.
It is,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
fight, I think it is.
Yeah. Even for writing, you kind of know what kind of music makes people move and what brings it down, how to run a set list. That
And
kind
then
of
what's suited to you and not suited
Yeah.
as well.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
You're
absolutely.
not trying to be something.
Yeah,
You get to play a lot of different genres, you know.
Yeah.
If you were focused on your own stuff all the time, you won't get that. But it's definitely, you get experience, you can't get that anywhere else. Like,
yeah. And
Yeah, I
you're
never
constantly
thought of it
working
that
out
way.
your instrument. Like,
Because you're kind of experimenting then, where you're not just set on one thing you can try.
yeah. And you can test like songs out to crowds, and they don't care who you are, they don't know who you are. But like if it
Don't
makes
even
them,
introduce it.
like if it makes someone dance in a pub, it's a good test of a song. So it's
And is it
yeah.
the pub scene you do, or do you do weddings as well?
Yeah,
Bit
no,
of both?
majority would be pub scene. Yeah,
Cool.
that's kind of what we do. We're all kind of all over the place. We actually started in Kerry and have moved further east since.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's cool. And you're doing the festivals as well, although you haven't gotten to Electric Picnic. You've done Knockenstocking and Bear in the Woods
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
They were really good. Really
That's
good.
great crack.
Yeah.
I must say.
definitely recommend them. Unfortunately,
Knockenstocking's not, yeah.
off next year, so yeah.
Yeah.
Should be back in full force the following year.
I
though,
hope
but
so.
I
definitely
hope
there.
so,
Yeah.
because sometimes when these places take a break, they tend to
It's hard to get back
not
to them.
come back, or
Mhm.
come back and kind of flop, like
Yeah.
Oxygen that time, or there was, yeah.
But it's a great platform though
Yeah.
for
It is.
alternative bands.
And
and
it
all that
has
stuff,
paved the way in alternative music
Definitely,
festivals
yeah.
and independent music festivals that it is all about the bands
Mm.
and it's
Yeah.
not for profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the likes of Bear in the Woods, which is quickly becoming, it's in its third year this year, and it's quickly becoming, you know, very established.
Mhm.
It's in Portarlington, isn't
It
it?
is,
Yeah.
yeah. So again, it's not too far from where we are. Like, but
Yeah, yeah.
It's, again, they're coming on great with that. Like, yeah, it was very,
Yeah.
very good this year. Really enjoyed it now.
Because it takes a couple of years to get those things
It does, yeah. To get the
like
momentum going.
out into the people's, like
Yeah.
right in front of people. But no, it's definitely growing. I think every year is.
So I know I was at
Okay.
Fantastival a few years ago, and the guy who organises Bear in the Woods, I can't remember his name because it was like three or 4 years ago, but he was actually giving out cards
Oh really?
which to what would have been the first Bear in the
Yeah.
Woods.
Oh, wow.
But I've never gotten to make it, but you know, so he did that right by going to similar festivals and saying, hey, well, come to my festival now.
Yeah.
And that's the way to do it. But I guess like that's kind of the way the whole music scene is at the minute, I find, with the like going to open mic nights and stuff, and you're always saying to pushing what's next.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it is word of mouth, like, and it's especially because I suppose the Irish music scene is quite insular and quite tightly knit, like, so it's everyone knows everyone else, and yeah, everyone's kind of friendly with everyone else, so you kind of have to just keep plugging away and keep pushing it.
Yeah. And with Bear in the Woods as well, your song, which I keep forgetting the name of, even though you've told me 3 times.
It's Can't Drink the Water.
You see, it's complicated. Can't Drink the Water became the theme tune of the Bear in the Woods promo.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's really cool, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were really lucky with it. I think it was just the time it was released, and we were kind of, when the guys just got in contact and just asked, could they use it? And sure, it's just
Yeah.
right place, right time.
Yeah. Because the single and EP were out just around.
Yeah, kind of
Coincided with one another, yeah.
the March, I think it was probably launched.
Chris doesn't know what's going on.
It was in around the same time.
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
The promo was
March
out
and now, yeah.
in May, wasn't it? The video promo. So it was within
yeah,
space of a month or two.
Yeah,
It all kind of happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah.
Cool. It must have been cool because you often hear when musicians hear their songs on the radio for the first time, they're like, oh wow. So this is here and it's taken away from you as such and put out there by somebody else.
Yeah, yeah, it was pretty bizarre. But yeah, no, it was a really nice compliment to be played by the guys. Like, so.
And then when your own video did come out, that's quite out there. It's
Yeah.
very dark.
Yeah. It was kind of the director, James Fitzgerald, kind of took the reins on it and came to us with an idea. And we did a small bit of input, but he kind of took it and brought it to where it was. So we were delighted with it. Like,
Fantastic
it's
job on it,
yeah, it's cool. It's really good.
And how was it received by people? Did they like it or think it was completely creepy?
Yeah, a mixture of both, but no, it was overall positive, I think. And a lot of people, like, they saw a different kind of it being pulled from like Donnie Darko or Pink Flamingos and things like that. So it kind of resonated with people in that kind of sense.
Because your EP is called Black as well, so there's
Yeah.
this dark theme running through it.
Yeah.
Are you all very contrary people? Or?
Yeah, actually.
It's a gaggle of non-mourning people.
Yeah. There's a bit of nihilism
Turn off
thrown
the
in there
lights.
for good measure.
A whole heap of nihilism, I would say. No harm.
Yeah.
It's just that nihilism. Yeah.
Except you're the happy you're the happy one.
He's the worst of us.
It's just this persona.
He just likes major chords. That's it. That's
Other than that, yeah.
It's the only thing to keep him out of the abyss. Sorry. that was-
It's very heavy.
Deep
Very heavy.
guys.
Jesus.
And the launch of the EP, you didn't really go all out there for it, or you had a kind of smallish launch?
Yeah, it was kind of
Intimate, yeah.
intimate enough. Yeah, it was. We had it in Portlaoise, but we periscoped it at the same time. So because we kind of have a lot of friends and people around the country, and you can't expect them to come out for one night. So I think between people actually watching like at the bar or through Periscope, there was about 80 people
That's cool.
tuned into it. So yeah, it wasn't too bad for a 5-day plan of a thing and putting it together at the last minute.
It's true, yeah.
And how do you find as a band, I know a lot of bands are finding now they really have to push themselves on social media. Have you gotten caught up in that trap yet? Or you
Totally.
just- yeah.
I know, it's not that bad. No, honestly, I think just put out small bits every so often, that's good, and people will like it. That's grand.
Yeah.
You don't have to go like hounding people on social media. An awful lot of people do, and it gets a bit much. But
Yeah. I wouldn't like to be a nuisance to anyone.
No.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
That's it, yeah.
Like it's important to keep it going and keep it relevant and ticking over and stuff, but it has to be good at the same
good
time.
content, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
So would you hope for a Dublin launch or just see what happens?
Well, I think we're going to kind of focus on some support slots. So we have, we're going to be playing Canalaphonic now this month. Is it even September yet?
No.
Tomorrow?
what's the time of broadcast? Have we totally broken the fourth wall
Yes,
here?
it's September now.
Uh,
But
Cool, Canal Phonic.
Canalaphonic, so we're supporting CC Brez in the Salty Dogs, the new.
Yeah, that's
Really
so
that's
cool.
great.
in Rathmines, isn't it?
Yeah.
23rd of September it's on.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then we have the Spirit Store in November the 17th, and we're going to be supporting the Eskies of that.
Awesome.
So yeah, there's a couple of things in the pipeline in that regard.
Canal Phonic, just going back to that whole festival thing, that only started last year, and already within a year, it's gotten so much bigger than it was last year.
Yeah,
It's
I think
crazy.
yeah, I think the guys over it really know what they're doing and they really want to push it.
Yeah.
Like, so it's it's all up to the organisation at the end of the day.
Sure.
Like
the guys over at Abner Brown's barbershop
Yeah,
are
yeah.
in that, and they're doing a huge amount of stuff.
they are totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had Ash playing in there.
I know,
Sunday.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane. That's the
They've
barbershop.
had some really cool guests in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I know Dave and the guys, so it's cool.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah,
They're great, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was there last year doing some videos at it and some interviews. It was great.
Cool.
So I'm really excited for how much.
Looking forward to it now.
Yeah, I
so-
really am. And it, even at Electric Picnic, they're doing great stuff. They're doing the Friday on the Oxjam
Oh,
stage,
they are too,
and
yeah.
they're doing
Yeah.
some
Curating
stuff
that.
over on the Earthship stage.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
I think Abner's, as well as the likes of Knockin' Stockin' on another level, they're paving the way for original Irish music.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, and kind of doing it in an original way themselves.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know.
And then with the addition of this Salty Dog stage in Rathmines, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been some great there's been some great performances on that stage of the picnic over
Yeah.
here, so I'm looking forward to see what they do with the venue, because that's a really, really cool stage.
Really
That was
cool.
gorgeous.
I
yeah.
saw last year, I was just walking by it, and Glenn Hansard was playing with Book of Brass Band.
Yeah.
And it wasn't
Really?
advertised, it was
There's regularly guests show up on
Yeah.
it, yeah. Even
So,
Wow.
and that's what they're going to do in Rathmines. I think it's going to be like themed nights, but then there's going to be, you could go in and anybody could be playing.
Wow.
So that would be the whole.
Yeah.
That's so
The
cool.
draw.
It is,
Yeah,
yeah, it's
definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I suppose you're kind of bringing the music back to what it should be, and it's just kind of this event that happens, and it's not, either it works or it doesn't. And
Yeah,
some nights we bet, that kind of thing.
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of open mic nights in Dublin.
Oh,
I don't know,
yeah.
is there a bit nearly too much? it kind of seems to be. I don't know. No, like it is fab that there is so many outlets, but it's just the Salty Dog is going to be something newer and bigger. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, it'd be different type of one, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, because a lot of them are samey, and all the people go. It's the same circles go to all of them. Not
Yeah.
that there's anything wrong with that. As there is a really good support network there, but it's getting a step outside of that.
That's
Yeah.
the thing, out of the comfort zone. and
Yeah.
such,
Yeah.
Cliques can be kind of stunting in that regard. I think like if they're too insular, they can kind of spiral to nowhere. But yeah, no, it's good to have something different happening and
Yeah.
bringing it further to a different platform.
Yeah. So are you going to start gigging in Dublin more? I know you're doing the Spirit Store and Canolaphonic. Are you going to? I know we were saying earlier we're all very comfortable with our country lives,
Yeah.
but it
The-
really is Dublin where it's happening.
It can be, yeah. It's, I don't know. It depends on how you take it. I think like bands like Saint Sister are doing it really interestingly. That they're kind of going around the country and they're not just
Yeah.
staying in the one place. Like
It's
they're-
important.
yeah, yeah.
I'd be happy to play all the major cities around the country. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Galway,
but they're even
Cork.
doing places like Kenmare and things
Yeah.
like that. Like it's
Economies a lot and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
so it
yeah.
doesn't
I
even
mean,
have to be a major city.
there's so many venues around the country
Yeah,
that you-
Donegal.
absolutely, yeah.
It has to be major.
Galway,
Yeah.
Cork, you know, you could stay going. Like Dublin's important, but it's kind of easy saturated a little bit.
Yeah. So I feel.
Yeah.
I think though, when you're going to Dublin, you want to pick the gigs, you know, and choose
Yeah,
the gigs, you
yeah,
want to do them,
like everything.
do them well and do them right, you know. You don't want to just jump at the first opportunity. You want to make sure it's going to be a benefit to you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's so many open mic nights on, you
Yeah.
don't want to just jump at the first one because it
And you
might
need
be
it to
many.
suit the music as
Yeah,
well.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So
You did play Sweeney's recently. That would very much suit
Yeah,
what you guys
Dime
do.
Store,
Yeah,
that's a great
that was
platform
really
as well. I
good.
think it's staying open. I think actually it was meant
Yes.
to close, but I think that
I know, yeah,
great to
that's
see, like, yeah.
brilliant. Yeah, because it's such a unique venue in the sense that it's so alternative that bands who feel like they don't fit into the open mic scene actually have an outlet.
yeah, like we were on the same night as Callous Crows and Marcus Carcass, and they
That's a
were
wide variety,
just
yeah.
amazing.
Those lads, Marcus Carcass and the
Oh,
Trail
they
Gang,
blew me away. They're so good.
of course
they're
the
unbelievable.
same guys that run that, they run the Dime Store tent at Knockensdocken.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a great.
Cool. Yeah, it's great that those stages like Dime Store and Abner's and King Kong Club as well actually went from King Kong Club, but they went to Oxjam as well, and Kieran now works on Earthship as well. I just love how they branch and bring the bands with them,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's so important.
Oh, it is, yeah.
definitely, yeah.
So albums, another EP, anything else?
2 singles coming out soon. No pun intended. We have a song called Stand Me Up, which we're going to be releasing very soon. We did a live video for that recently.
Saw it, yeah, it was great.
Thank you very much. There's more to go. There's another song called Cattle Great that's coming after that. And
Yep,
anything else
that's
going?
that's for the time being. So that'll be taking over for the next couple of months, and then there'll be more live videos on the way.
Yeah,
Good.
2 more live videos to come
Yeah.
as well, so.
So we've one for Catawampus Blues coming out in the next few weeks. No real date, but yeah, more stuff over the next few months.
Brilliant. It's going to be a busy couple of months.
Yeah.
And then even with supporting the Eskies, I mean, those guys just did, what was it, 22 countries or something?
Something ridiculous anyway.
Yeah, so getting in with them, you never know. They might, because they might bring you to other places with them, you know.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that'd be cool. They are just a testament to a small band gone big, you know, doing
Totally,
brilliantly.
yeah. Yeah.
Hard
It's
work
all
and
down
hard
to
work, yeah.
hard work.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're a
big
big bunch of messers, but it's like, it's so good what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. But the music speaks for itself as
Yeah,
well.
it's
Like
brilliant.
it's very hard not to love it.
Yeah,
It's really cool.
yeah.
It was a great experience. I actually came across one of their songs after already knowing them on a Spotify Discover Weekly thing. I was like, that's brilliant. Finding them on that is really great as well. Like seeing that there's actually, they're being pushed on different platforms and stuff like that. However, that's based on algorithms or whatever, but still, like, it's really cool. to
Yeah,
find
that
ones
is
like
cool.
Mm.
Cool. Right, well, I think that's everything. Thanks so much for driving the whole way down here.
Oh, well.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Cool.
Cheers, thank you.
Coming up next, stay tuned for all the events coming up in Longford over the next few days. And after that, unfortunately, Caroline Doyle could not join us today, but we're still going over to Lanesbourgh to Mark Casey, who launched the Garden of Remembrance. We caught up with him over there.
Absolutely delighted to have the 1916 garden here in Lanesbourgh. I suppose here on the banks of the lovely River Shannon and at the mouth to the Loch Ree is absolutely a truly fitting place to have a 1916 garden. I suppose the signatories are going to be marked in stone here on the 7 stones that are behind me, and we have the tricolour flying. So it'll be here for all time for people to show how proud we are of our leaders of the 1916 Rising and all the people who took part, and especially the 15 men and women from Longford who took part in 1916. I suppose it's a very proud moment when you see 10 men and 5 women taking part in the 1916 Rising from Longford, which just shows it was across the genders that we supported the leaders of 1916.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd just like to thank you all for coming down to our 1916 garden. It's probably the last 1916 garden in Longford. We've had 8 of them so far, so it's nice to have one here on the banks of the Shannon and the flag in parallel to the flag on the Ballyleague side for the boats coming up to see the 2 flagpoles. But first of all, I'd just like to thank the Peter Keenan branch of the ex-service personnel for the fabulous job that they've done in the church, and absolutely very professional, and I suppose for their years of service to Ireland and to the world at large, for their work in the UN throughout the Congo and the Middle East, and all the lives that they affected and kept people safe. And I'd just like to say, just give them a round of applause and thanks for the work they've done. There's a few small parts to this ceremony, and the first thing I want to do is want to call local lad Adam Farr here to say.
Well, the garden has been here for a little while. The organisers decided that they would make it into a centenary garden, and there's a stone for every one of the signatories. The flag has just been erected, as you probably saw on this thing today, and a beautiful ceremony, and we had a beautiful mass, and we have a wonderful town, a wonderful committee, and we're very proud.
1, 2, 3.
Well,
Tie me up to the burning heat, now I'm still on my ground.